Hello everyone and welcome to Norwood Field in Arlington, Virginia, where the Washington Lee Generals are hosting Conference 6 rival South Lakes Seahawks. Shea gets the start for the Generals. One of the sophomores on Coach Doug Grove's Generals baseball team. Little chopper in front of the mound. Chris Brady makes the play at first, and the first batter is retired. One out here in the first. South Lakes comes into the game on having a very good season so far. Both these teams play in one of the tougher conferences in Northern Virginia. South Lakes brings a 10-6 record into the game. Two more games before they head to the Conference 6 playoffs. And Washington Lee comes in with a 7-10 win-loss record. They've got one more game against Fairfax, ground ball foul. And then they will take on cross-county rival Yorktown in the play-in game for the Conference 6 playoffs. South Lakes has a couple more games to go before the playoffs. Earlier this season, back in March, out in Reston, South Lakes defeated Washington Lee by a score of 6-1. So now on their home field, the Generals will be looking to avenge that loss. That's strike three, gets away, throw down to first. And we have two outs. Good hustle by Jake Peterson, one of the seniors on South Lakes, but he couldn't beat the throw down first base by Chris Brady. So two down. Trey Haley trying to get through the first three batters in the South Lakes lineup. And that goes low for a ball. You can see the balloons here at Norwood. It is senior night. The next regular season game for the Generals will be on the road. So Washington Lee is celebrating its seniors. And Trey Haley loses his hat on the pitch. I don't have the data. I don't know whether he tends to lose the hat on just the fastball or maybe just the breaking ball pitches. And that is low in the dirt. Swinging strike. We've got the perfect weather tonight for baseball. Nice sunshine earlier in the game. Strike three. We're through half inning. No score. So Jack Nathan, southpaw for the Seahawks. South Lakes southpaw gets the start. And Jake Rouge, second baseman, leading it off for the Generals. Nathan misses outside. Nathan tends to work pretty quickly on the mound. Keeps the game moving along. Big swinging strike. And that's one out. So Nathan off to a good start in the bottom half of the first. And one of the seniors for Washington Lee coming up, Will Stengel. Playing third base tonight. Grounder. And that gets through the infield, so Stengel, first hit of the ball game. He's on at first with one out. And that brings up the shortstop, Andy Collins. So Nathan will pitch from the stretch. Andy Collins, another one of the seniors on Washington Lee. Some good players will be graduating this year from Washington Lee, but Coach Doug Grove has some talented players in the underclassmen, and so they should be fine next year. Throw over to first by Nathan. Stengel gets back. Another ground ball. That one also through. So we have runners on first and second with one out as Andy Collins comes through with a sharp single to left field. And the Generals threatening early. And that brings up Chris Brady. Another one of the seniors for the Generals. He's catching tonight. He also pitches occasionally, and you can sometimes find him in the outfield. So a lot of defensive versatility. Stengel takes his lead off second, and Nathan has his eye, delivers to the plate, high and outside. And the throw to second, Stengel's able to get back. So Nathan showing a good pickoff move. He will keep the Washington Lee runners on their toes. And there's the pitch home. Big swinging strike. Brady with an opportunity to drive home the game's first run. The pitch home misses outside. Good crowd here tonight. And a lot of the South Lakes fans have overcome the what could be very tough traffic to get here in time for the game. Coming in from Reston. Another big swinging strike, and that's strike three. 2 down now. 2 down, 2 out. And Trey Haley, only a sophomore. He's the pitcher tonight. Steps in. He's got an opportunity to help his cause by driving home a run. He tends to lose his hat on the mound. I'm just hoping he keeps his helmet on it in the batter's box. Big swing and a miss. He's got a good fastball. He moves the ball around a lot. Got several good pitches he can throw at you. That goes foul and out of play. Both teams, like all the teams in the area, had kind of a rough start to the season weather-wise. We've had beautiful weather lately in Northern Virginia. I think it was last season, a year ago, when the baseball and softball teams were scrambling by the end of the season trying to reschedule games. Very wet spring. And that is strike 3, and we're through 1, no score. Back for the first. Trey Haley back on the mound for the Generals. Nice pitch. Caught the inside part of the plate. Tip. So Trey Haley gets the 2 strikes. And that foul ball goes out of play. Another foul ball into the backstop. It's a fairly tight backstop here at Norwood Field. And strike 3. So Haley starts off the second inning with a strikeout. And that'll bring up Cooper Rosner. Junior for the Seahawks. In left field tonight. But he plays several positions, including pitching for South Lakes. Strike. Called strike. So Haley loses the hat but gets the strike. Nice. I think he's heard that pitch earlier this inning, and it is a good off-speed pitch. If he can locate that, as he's done just now, he's going to have a good game. Swinging strike, second strikeout of the inning. So the hat is off, but the batter is out. So 2 down, nobody on. And Trey Haley moving the ball around and keeping the South Lakes hitters off balance. And that's strike one. And try to hold up, but that's called strike two. Goes low, ball one. So the count goes to 1-2. As often happens, Shea loses his hat. And foul ball out of play. In the dirt for ball two. Swinging strike three. Trey Haley on cruise control. Generals coming up to bat. Bottom of the second inning. No score in the ball game. Jack Nathan on the mound for South Lakes. And Jack Winslow, sophomore, stepping in for the Generals. So far we have a bit of a pitcher's duel. Big swinging strike. Generals taking big swings at some of Jack Nathan's off-speed pitches and coming up empty. And that's down the right field line. And a sharp single to lead off the second inning by Jack Winslow. So nobody out. We got a runner on base. Dylan Anderson, one of the juniors on the Generals team, playing center field tonight. He steps in with a chance to do some damage. Leadoff double. Put Jack Winslow on second base. And with nobody out, Washington Lee has a runner in scoring position. The bunt. And it goes foul. Good job getting the bunt down. Trying to keep it away from the pitcher. And push it far enough away. The catcher can't make the play. But it went foul. And that's a long foul ball out of play. So 2 strikes. So Nathan keeping his eye on Winslow at second. Delivers home. And a swinging strike 3. So Nathan picks up the first out of the inning. Ryan Edelstein playing first base for the Generals. Steps in. Edelstein, one of the juniors on Washington Lee. And that's to the outfield. we have 2 down. So fly out to the left fielder. Shallow left field. Winslow no opportunity to tag up and advance. So now with 2 down and a runner at second base. Thomas Fortier, senior for the Generals. Steps in, lefty against lefty. Called strike 1. So Nathan 1 out away from pitching out of the jam after the leadoff double by Winslow. Swinging strike. You can see Ryan Dooley, one of the freshman outfielders for South Lakes, ready to back up a possible throw to second base because Nathan, even with 2 outs now, is still keeping his eye on Winslow on second. Fortier trying to drive him home. You can hear a bit of the wind here at Norwood Field. He's doing a good job of pushing the senior night celebratory balloons around. Ground ball. First baseman fields it, takes it unassisted, inning over. We're through 2. No score at Norwood. All right. On to the 3rd inning. And Ryan Dooley steps in. One of 2 freshmen on the South Lakes varsity team, the other being Jack Howard. So no out, nobody on. Ryan Dooley trying to get something started for South Lakes. Fly ball, left field, and it drops in for a single. So Dooley leads off with a single against Trey Haley. Haley will have to pitch from the stretch. Looked like there might have been a bunt sign on. So there's the throw over to first. Dooley's back with a dive. There's the bunt. Good bunt right in front of the plate. Only plays to first base. So the bunt works. We've got a runner at second now with 1 out. And ball was low. Good job by Chris Brady keeping the ball in front of him. High in the air. Good catch. Dooley has to hustle back to second base. He gets in safely. But Jake Rouge, second baseman for the Generals. Terrific catch in the outfield grass. He had to, he was shaded to play close to second base for a pickoff play. Good hustle, he came up with the catch. So 2 down. Still a runner at second base. Leadoff single, a bunt. That moves the run along to second, and now a nice defensive play by Jake Rouge. And we've got 2 down and a runner in scoring position. So Shea Haley looks the runner back with a fake throw. A little bit less of a concern, the runner, now there's 2 down. And that pitch goes high for a ball. If he's able to advance to third base, the sacrifice fly is not an option, so it's a lot easier to keep the Seahawks off the scoreboard with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position than it would be otherwise. And Chris Brady wants a quick conference. They could be concerned about the pitch signals. Ryan Dooley on at second base. And there's the throw down to second. Dooley is back. It's low and inside. So a 2-out walk puts runners on first and second. And Jake Peterson stands in for South Lakes. Called strike 1. Peterson, 2 runners aboard. Shea Haley pitching in a little bit of a jam here with 2 runners on. His hat has stayed on most of this inning. That could be explaining why he's having a rough patch here. He steps off the rubber and gets the runner on second back. We've got 2 runners on, first and second. 2 down. And runners in motion. Ball gets through the infield. And South Lakes is on the scoreboard. Jake Peterson comes through with a 2-out RBI single. Quick throw to first base. South Lakes now up 1-0. We've got runners at the corners. As Ryan Dooley was able to score from second base on that single to shallow left field. Peterson takes his lead off first. And that ball is low. Shea loses his hat. He's trying to keep the ball down against these hitters. He's been missing low for ball. Good job by Chris Brady keeping the balls in the dirt in front of him. And the throw down to second gets by. South Lakes picks up its second run of the inning. So it was not a double steal, but it had the same effect. Peterson was running. Throw down to second base, got away from the second baseman and on into center field. Allowing the runner from third to score. So the umpire checking something on his lineup card. And a runner on third base now. Ground ball. And out at first. So South Lakes gets on the board. They're up 2-0 after 2.5 innings. So Jack Nathan now pitching with a lead. We're in the bottom of the third. And Jake Rouge, who made a nice defensive play in the top half of this inning, leads off. I think that's still something of a baseball cliche. If you turn in a good defensive gem, it'll be you'll be leading off the next inning for your team. Nathan misses low. And also low. With a 2-run lead, you can definitely challenge the hitters more. But even before he got the lead, Nathan was doing a good job of keeping the ball around the plate. High chopper. Nathan fields it, turns, throws to first, it gets away. So Rouge is on at first with a leadoff. And the umpire is calling Rouge out. they're going to definitely talk about this. I think Coach Doug Grove will come out to the home plate umpire and have a word. They are saying that Rouge interfered with the fielder and ran on the inside part of the baseline. Doug Grove disagrees, and he's trying to make his case right now. So, breaking the action, the Washington Lee coach and the home plate umpire discuss some of the finer points of the baseball rulebook. And the coach at first base is also taking an opportunity to have a word with the infield umpire. I think they've finished their discussion. Nathan waiting to pitch, trying to see whether he needs to pitch from the full windup or the stretch. So Jake Rouge out at first. Infield ground out.
Now batting number 12.
And that brings up senior Will Stengel with the bases empty and 1 out. So Jake Rouge's hit and base running caused some controversy, but in the scorebook it'll be down as a 1-3 ground out. And Stengel, sharp single to left field. He's on at first with 1 out. So Stengel keeps the momentum going for Washington Lee. The ball was bobbled in left field.
Now batting number 7.
It's a sort of defensive play. If you bobble the ball down the corner or over by the foul line, it's a great opportunity for a quick base runner like Will Stengel to advance to second. But that single was pretty much straight away in left field, so the bobble didn't cause any trouble for South Lakes. Stengel on for the second time, on base for the second time in the game. And with 1 out, Nathan has to keep an eye on Stengel and deal with Andy Collins, the shortstop, at the plate. Loud foul ball. Stengel and Andy Collins, both seniors on Washington Lee. Spent a lot of time playing the infield together for the Generals. There's the throw to first. Stengel gets back, almost loses his footing. Gets back safely, but then has a little awkward footwork when he touches the bag. There's the throw home. With a loud foul. That is one of the skills that probably most ball players don't think about, but being able to land safely and with balance on a pickoff throw can be an important little detail to worry about. And swinging strike 3 for Collins, so 2 down now. Stengel not taking a particularly aggressive lead at first.
Now batting number 20, catcher Chris Brady.
Left-handed pitcher on the mound. Had a pretty good move to first, so he's playing it cautiously. And that brings up the catcher Chris Brady. He's already made some good defensive plays in the game. Now he's going to try to help his team with his bat. he can keep a 2-out rally going. But the Generals down by 2 here in the 3rd inning. And that's high and in the air. And in foul ground. We played 3, 2-0 South Lakes. We're back for the 4th inning. Mitch Mulville ended the 3rd inning with a nice over-the-shoulder grab in foul territory, and we start off the 4th inning. Trey Haley still on the mound for the Generals. And Cooper Rosner leading off, and he put a high pop foul that was out of play. Eluded Chris Brady's glove. And he is safe at first, so a little ground ball down the 3rd baseline. Great effort by Stengel at 3rd. But Rosner, with his speed, beats it out for an infield hit. So South Lakes already up by 2. Threatening to do more damage, and I don't know what the I can't hear the conversation between Washington Lee coach Doug Grove and the home plate umpire. He could be raising a base running issue. Arguing that Rosner may have interfered in the same way that Jake Rouge was called out for interference. So they'll talk it over. So Mitch Mulville, after a fine defensive play in the top half in the bottom half of the 3rd, steps in here in the 4th. With nobody out and a runner on first base. Mulville, South Lakes senior. And Trey Haley throws over to first. Short lead by Rosner. Both starting pitchers, good pickoff moves to first base. And there's a throw down to first. And he is out. So Rosner retired at first base on a great throw down from Chris Brady. And we have nobody on and 1 out now. For Mulville. Inside pitch goes for a ball. I was just saying, both starting pitchers in this game have good pickoff moves to first. Chris Brady showed he has a pretty good pickoff move at first as well. And Trey Haley's hat is on the ground after a foul ball. Called strike. Nice off-speed pitch from Trey Haley. Hat once again on the ground. You know, baseball has had shoeless Joe Jackson. I think we have hatless Trey Haley. There's a foul, fly ball to right field. Inning over.
I'd like to remind everybody that the snack bar is open.
All right.
Trey Haley.
We played 3.5. Trey Haley giving up a couple of runs, but pitching pretty well otherwise. Leads off here in the 4th for the Generals. And there's a little 1-2 step out of the way of a low pitch at his feet. Foul ball. Count is even at 1-1. chopper. So Jack Nathan, good defensive reflexes, retires Haley.
Batting for the Generals.
Field chopper went about
Right
halfway back to the pitcher's
number
mound.
8, Jack Winslow.
And that brings up Jack Winslow. He takes a called strike. Winslow doubled his last time up. But the Generals were unable to push him in from scoring position. Another called strike, so Nathan finding a bit of a groove here in the 4th inning. That is a foul ball into the backstop. That pitch goes high. Big swing. Off-speed pitch. Big swing, strike 3.
Now batting for the Generals, center fielder, number 5, Dylan Anderson.
Dylan Anderson, one of the juniors on the Generals team, playing center field tonight. Steps in with 2 down. Nobody on. See if he can spark a 2-out rally with the Generals down by 2. Both teams' batting orders show a lot of patience at the plate. They tend to work the counts. And generally don't swing at pitches out of the zone, but that was a case where he should have swung. That was called strike. Little high. So Jack Nathan behind the count. Here's the pitch from Nathan. Called strike 2. Ball, so Anderson stays alive at the plate by fouling off a pitch. Might have been low and out of the zone, but 2 strikes, you've got to protect the plate. And another foul ball. So Anderson fouling off pitches till he finds one he likes. Nathan pitching well in the game. He'll keep throwing strikes. There's a chopper. Nathan takes it, throws to first. We're through 4. South Lakes up by 2. All right, we're back for the 5th inning. Shea Haley on the mound. Hatless Shea Haley. Facing Ryan Dooley. Singled his last time up. Jack Nathan closed out the 4th inning with a nice defensive play. A high chopper back at the mound. Now Shea Haley will try to keep the South Lakes Seahawks from scoring any more runs, give his team a chance to come back. That's the left field. And it gets by. He is digging for third. And he's in with a stand-up triple. So Sam Nichols tried to make the diving catch. Couldn't keep the ball in front of him. And Ryan Dooley, South Lakes freshman, having quite the game. Up twice, he's got a single and a triple to show for it. So nobody out, runner at third. Big opportunity for South Lakes, ground ball. And it is through, down in the corner. So the triple's followed by a double. Dooley scores the third run for South Lakes. And with the runner at second base and still nobody out, Jack Dooley stepping in to face Trey Haley. And Haley, impromptu conference on the mound. Coach Doug Grove wants to have another conversation with the home plate umpire. Nobody out, runner on second. Seahawks already put one on the board this inning. They lead 3-0 now. And Jack Dooley steps in against Trey Haley. Ground ball. And it was a perfectly placed infield grounder.
Second baseman, number 1.
The runner was able to advance to third base. But runners in the corners with nobody out. So Haley couldn't make the play in front of the mound, get to the ball in front of the mound. It got past the mound and ended up going for an infield hit, perfectly placed. I don't think you could have planned that one any better. And the runner goes to second base. Out at home, so a delayed double steal to throw down a second triggered the runner coming in from third. And the Generals had their first out of the inning. Terrific throw from Andy Collins. Got the runner at the plate. Trying to score. So not a pure double steal. Jack Dooley went for second. On the throw down to second.
Let's go, Juan.
Runner from third tried to score. He was cut down at the plate by good defense from the Generals. That is high and in the air. And Andy Collins makes the catch out of the outfield grass. We've quickly got 2 down now. And a runner on second base. Brings up Jake Peterson, who drove home the first run for South Lakes.
Now batting catcher, number 2.
Earlier in the game, and he's got an opportunity now with runner scoring position. And he takes called strike 1 from Trey Haley. So Hatless Haley has given up a run this inning, but he's now a couple strikes away from getting out of a big jam. There's a fake throw down to second base. Leadoff triple followed by a leadoff double. Followed by a delayed double steal that resulted in the runner being thrown out at the plate. And he was safe at third base, so ball got away from Chris Brady, and Jack Dooley took advantage. And he's now at third base, but with 2 outs. High and in the air. And that's the inning. We're through 5.5. South Lakes up by 3. Generals coming to bat.
Leading off for the Generals, first baseman, number 11, Ryan Edelstein.
And Ryan Edelstein, first baseman Generals, stands in. His team down by 3. And Jack Nathan out for his 5th inning at work. Doesn't be showing any strain for having pitched this deep into the game. Generals have put runners on base in the game, but not able to punch them home. And Edelstein will try to get something going here, leading off the bottom half of the 5th inning. And that ball is through. Edelstein settles for a sharp single to center field. So a leadoff single.
Batting for Thomas Fortier, left fielder Sam Nichols.
Thomas Fortier will be lifted for a pinch hitter as Sam Nichols, one of the outfielder pitchers on the Generals team, and a sophomore left-handed batter, will step in against Nathan. So Sam Nichols getting a chance to help his team in a pitch hitting situation. There's the bunt. And it rolls foul. Nathan did a good job of getting over to the ball quickly. I think he was very content to let it roll foul. Good bunt from Nichols. And good speed getting down to first base. Good jump out of the box. So it goes for a strike. Edelstein takes his lead off first. Nathan delivers home. There's a ground ball and a foul. So Nichols seems to be a pull hitter and a pull bunter. Both contact in this at bat have gone foul down the first base line. Edelstein taking his lead off first, and the pitch home. A little wide, goes for a ball. Did not miss by much. And another pulled foul down the first base line. That's a foul straight back into the backstop. So Nichols brought in as a pinch hitter for Fortier. Pretty sure he'll take his place in the outfield. After showing bunt on the first pitch, he's been fending off pitches and fouling off balls. There's a quick throw to first base. Edelstein back easily. Is low for a ball. Washington down by 3. Big swing and a miss. So a good at bat ends in a strikeout.
Now batting number 10, Jake.
And Jake Rouge will step in. Made some good defensive plays at second base in the game. And he's got an opportunity now to help his team with his bat. He takes a called strike. One out. Edelstein on at first. After a leadoff single. Cautious lead at first base. And there's the throw from Nathan back easily. Nathan, good job of runner management. If he's able to keep Edelstein from stealing a base and moving up on a pitch in the dirt by shortening his lead, that is one of those little stats that don't show up in a scorebook. Ground ball. And he's out at second base, so Jake Rouge gets on through the fielder's choice, but there's a case where the good runner management from Jack Nathan on the mound
Number 12.
kept the force out in play.
Stengel.
So we have 2 outs with a runner on first, instead of potentially a couple runners on with only 1 out. And Will Stengel, he's already got a couple hits in the game. The seniors for Washington Lee. Stands in. And the first pitch is outside. And time is called by the home plate umpire. I am not sure why. We're ready to get back to baseball. That goes for a called strike. Good pitch at the knees, outside part of the plate. These teams know each other pretty well. They play a couple times a year at least during the regular season. Stengel. Another single, so 3-hit game for Will Stengel. And a 2-out rally lives on. I think I just saw a fan holding up a sign celebrating Will Stengel. He's had a great 4 years here at Washington Lee. He will be at James Madison University in the fall. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's a walk-on candidate. He can definitely contribute to the Duke's baseball program. And the Generals have their first run of the game. Jake Rouge sprints home from second base. So the double drives him home, leaves runners at second and third with 2 out. And it's a 3-1 ball game.
Now batting number 20, pitcher Chris Brady.
And that will bring up Chris Brady. So Andy Collins, shortstop for the Generals, does the job. Picks up the Generals' first run of the game with an RBI double. So the Seahawks wanted a chance to talk it over. Two runners in scoring position. Chris Brady, first pitch swinging, and it's a foul ball into the backstop. Both pitchers had good fastballs, and we've seen a lot of foul balls into the backstop from both teams. As the hitters defend the plate and just fend off the pitches. There's a foul ball down the third baseline. So Brady with 2 strikes now. 2 strikes. His team down by 2, 2 outs. 2 runners in scoring position. And Nathan steps back off the rubber. Obviously, Stengo could try to steal home, but with runners at second and third, Nathan can pitch without a lot of attention being played to the base runners. They've got nowhere to run to. So it's a 3-1 ball game. Chris Brady trying to extend the 2-out rally. Swinging strike 3. Nathan gets out of the jam. We played 5. Seahawks up by 2.
Batting for South Lakes, first baseman, number 7, Noah.
All right, Noah Luckenbach. He is a senior for South Lakes. He'll be playing for Holy Cross next year. And he fouls off a pitch from hatless Trey Haley. So Luckenbach leading off the 6th inning with his team up by a couple of runs. Haley's had some rough patches. And that's a single to center field by Noah Luckenbach to lead off the 6th inning. Haley lost his hat on that pitch, lost the battle with the pitcher Luckenbach on at first. And that is fouling out of play. Avery Neves, designated hitter tonight. Junior for the Seahawks. And add some insurance runs to the South Lakes lead. A leadoff single for Noah Luckenbach. Called strike. And that hits Neves. Haley not very happy with the pitch. He was going off speed, trying to keep the ball inside, and went a little too far inside. And Avery Neves, I think they're going to lift him for a pinch runner.
Now batting, left fielder number 14.
Caught him on the
Cooper
back.
Ross.
Which, depending if it's low, it can cause some sharp to pain. We definitely hope he's okay. But Avery Neves will step out for a pinch runner.
Running for the designated hitter, number 10, Giovanni May.
They brought in Giovanni May, like Neves, a junior, and he'll be running for Avery Neves. So after the hit by a pitch, we hope Avery Neves is okay. Seemed to be a little bit discomfort as he went down to first base. There is no good place to get hit by a pitch, but the lower back is probably among the worst. And Trey Haley now has to deal with 2 runners on base.
Come on, baby, go baseball, here we go! Good job, baby! Let's go, Coop! Go! Let's go, Coop! Come on, baby! Coop! Go, Coop! Go!
And he shows bunt. So with no one out and runners on first and second, kind of a classic move to try to bunt them both into scoring position. Stay out of the double play with that bunt. And he's shown bunt a couple of times now. Atlas Trey Haley trying to pitch out of a jam. He's able to pitch out of a couple of jams early in the game. He's now given up 3 runs. Fly ball and goes out to center field. Out at the plate, so good defense from the Generals. Gets the first out of the inning and keeps the Seahawks from scoring 2 runs on the hit. They have to settle for 1 run. RBI double. But a good throw, good relay throw from Andy Collins. So
Now batting number 19.
credit Collins with 2 key assists here in the game. Throwing home to cut down runners at the plate. Ground ball goes foul. Mitch Mulville, the third baseman. Runner in scoring position with only 1 out. South Lakes now up 4-1. And that is a solid single to left field. So Mulville, good line drive, puts runners at the corners with 1 out.
Now batting number 13, right fielder Ryan Dooley.
And right fielder Ryan Dooley, single, triple so far in the game, steps in with a chance to do more damage for the Seahawks. Quick throw to first base. Haley trying to keep the double play as an option and keep Mulville from scampering down to second base. That pitch is low for a ball. Another ball, misses inside. A little cautious lead off first. There's a called strike. The throw to first. Ryan Dooley looking for his 3rd hit of the game. Haley keeping the runner at first close. Mobille's got some speed. Haley does not want him to steal second base. High pop up. And Stengel makes the catch at third base. I think he was just inside fair territory. The runners hold. We have 2 down.
Now batting center fielder, number 25, Aaron Hitch.
And Aaron Hitch steps in. Center fielder for the Seahawks, one of the seniors. Another throw to first base with 2 down. So hatless Trey Haley has given up a run this inning, but trying to pitch out of the jam. And that's the inning. We played 6. 4-1 South Lakes. We are back for the bottom of the 6th. I incorrectly said we played 6. That was in the top half of the 6th. And Trey Haley stands in for the Generals. His team down by 3. Jack Nathan giving up a run, but having a fine game otherwise. And a high pop foul out of play. So we've been playing under the lights now for about a half inning, as it's early evening here in Arlington. Nathan misses outside. And a strikeout. So the appeal to first base, the infield umpire works, and he did not hold up on the swing. And Trey Haley's down on strikes.
Now batting for the Generals, number 8, left fielder, Jack Winslow.
Jack Winslow comes up. Doubled earlier in the game. 1 out, trying to get a rally going in the 6th. High pop up. And there are quickly 2 down here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Outfield fly ball. Followed the strikeout.
Center fielder, Dylan Anderson.
And center fielder Dylan Anderson stands in with 2 outs. His team trailing by 3. Anderson looking to get something going here in the 6th against Jack Nathan. He fouls off the first pitch. I don't know whether we're going to see Jack Nathan out to pitch the 7th inning, but he doesn't seem to be tired at all at this point in the game. Ground ball. And the ball gets away. First baseman fielded the ball. Nathan did a great job getting to first base to cover the bag. And between the footwork and the glove work, the ball got past him.
Batting for the Generals, first baseman, Ryan Edelstein.
Ryan Edelstein steps in now with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Anderson normally a threat to steal. And his team trained by 3 runs, not as likely. Ball in the dirt goes for ball 1. Edelstein with a hit earlier in the game. Trying to keep a 2-out rally going here. In the bottom of the 6th. Nathan delivers home, and it's a called strike 1. Another pitch home. Sharp ball up the middle. And retired at second base. We played 6. South Lakes 4, Washington 1.
Now batting shortstop, number 11, Jack Dooley.
Jack Dooley, shortstop for the Seahawks. Leading off the top half of the 7th inning. Fouls off the first pitch.
Let's go, Jack. Let's go, Jack.
And Hatless Trey Haley. Relieved by Ryan Edelstein. Edelstein moving over to first base, where he's played the first 6 innings of the game. Trying to keep South Lakes off the scoreboard in the 7th. And the little ground ball goes foul. So Dooley back to the plate. Edelstein, a junior. A lot of good juniors on Washington Lee. So they're losing a lot of talented seniors this year, but a good senior class for 2018 season. And Dooley beats the throw out to first base. So another infield single by the Seahawks. Those slow choppers down the third base line.
Go down.
Second
And
base.
nobody out, a runner on at first.
Go down. Baby, come on.
And Dylan Suzuki, the leadoff hitter for the Seahawks, single to left field, gets past a diving first baseman. And we quickly have runners on first and second. As Edelstein.
Now batting the catcher, number 2, Jake Peterson.
Struggling a little bit here in the 7th with the first 2 batters he's faced. Jake Peterson, the catcher, coming up for the Seahawks.
Running at first, number 17, Cody Spencer.
And a pinch runner at first base for Suzuki. There's the throw to first. Spencer gets back safely. So with a 4-1 lead, Spencer gets into the game as a pinch runner. There's a called strike. Very close play at first base with runners at the corners. Edelstein trying to keep the runner close to first base. Still nobody out. All in the dirt. Good play by Chris Brady to keep it in front of him. It's the third pitcher of the game. All 3 pitchers tend to keep the ball down, so the catchers have had to work. And South Lakes picks up another run on a single to left field. And we still have nobody out in the inning.
Now batting first baseman, number 7, Noah Luckenbach.
Go, okay.
So Peterson comes for another RBI. He knocked in a run earlier in the game. And Noah Luckenbach, the can hear the fans cheering him on, calling him Lucky. So Lucky in a good spot. Ground ball. And everyone's safe. No. They get the force out at third base. So the Generals pick up a out in the inning. And we have an out.
Now batting number 3, Will Irwin.
And Will Irwin, a junior for South Lakes. Up to bat, and played umpire, updating his notes. Quick break, and now Irwin will bat against Edelstein. Luckenbahn at first base for the first choice. Called strike one to Will Irwin. Called strike two. Like Irwin might have thought it was on the outside the strike zone. The umpire thought otherwise. There's a chopper. And Edelstein can't field it cleanly. So an infield hit for Will Irwin. He's down at first.
Now batting
South Lakes continue to threaten. They're up 5-1.
Cooper Rosner.
And Cooper Rosner stepping into bat. With an opportunity to score in position to add to his team's lead. Ryan Edelstein trying to get out of a jam. Little pop-up foul ground. Jake Rouge makes the play. Rouge played the first 6 innings at second base. He moved over to first base. Basically, the Generals did a triangle pivot. Trey moved into second base. Rouge from second to first. And Edelstein from first base to the mound. So they brought in a reliever here in the 7th without having to go to the bench or the bullpen. All right, 2 down now. Ryan Edelstein trying to limit the damage. Get the Generals up at bat. Ground ball, left field. And the 6th run comes home. So some good hitting by Mitch Mulville. Drives in the run. South Lakes now up 6-1 here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting right fielder number 13, Ryan
Dooley, who's had a single and a triple so far in the ball game, comes up with 2 outs and runners in the corners. He takes called strike 1. Rough inning for Edelstein. He's continuing to stay focused and throw strikes, and he's quickly ahead of the count against Ryan Dooley. And line drive caught. Nice play by Jack Rouge. We played 6.5. Generals coming up, down by 5. Last call for Washington Lee. And pitcher for the Seahawks. Jack Thompson. In to pitch for South Lakes. One of 3 freshmen on the team. I think I said earlier in the game that there are only 2 freshmen. There are 3. Jack Thompson is the 3rd freshman on the varsity team. And he is in to try to close out the Washington Lee Generals. And a quick out to start the inning. And that brings up Jake Rouge.
Now batting first baseman.
I think that was Mac Matlock. Sorry, Mac Mullock. Pinch hitting, leading off the 7th, and a quick line out puts Generals down. Puts Generals with 1 out. And Jake Rouge, who's played some good defense, both at second base and first base in this game. Try to get something going with his team down by 5. Pop up. And there are 2 strikes now. Goes foul out of play. Rouge behind the count. Jack Thompson on in relief. Technically not a save situation, but opportunity to play the closer's role and give South Lakes a sweep of the regular season series with Washington Lee. In March, out in Reston, Washington Lee lost to South Lakes 6-1. And here in Arlington, Generals are trailing the Seahawks by that same score of 6-1. One out, Thompson delivers, ball outside. There's a drive to the outfield. And Jake Rouge is on with a 1-out single. And that'll bring up Will Stengel. Stengel's already got 3 hits in the ballgame.
Third baseman, number 12, Will Stengel.
And he's playing in his final regular season home game of what has been a very good career here at Washington Lee. Down by 5, Rouge not taking a very big lead off first. And up by 5, Jack Thompson not paying him a whole lot of attention at this point.
Here we go.
And there's a throw to first base. I don't think Rouge is really going anywhere, but Thompson keeping him honest at first. And that's also outside. Thompson pitching a little bit like he's got the 3 hits from Will Stengel on his mind. Good contact hitter, Will Stengel, so he could be trying to pitch around him a little bit. He's up by 5 runs, though. And that is low for ball 3. All right, there's a called strike. Stengel still ahead in the count. And 1 out. 1 runner on. But the Generals down by 5. And that is high for ball 4, so Stengel draws the walk. And keeps the 1-out rally going. And that will bring up Andy Collins. And the Seahawks want a chance to talk it over. They're probably not worried a lot about defensive strategy. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Pretty straightforward. Thompson's a freshman, though. So South Lakes probably wants a chance to just settle him down a little bit. And it can be a useful reminder to, in this situation, really focus on the hitter. You're up by 5, and you should pitch like it. So head coach Morgan Spencer has the conference on the mound, and we'll get back to baseball.
Now batting for the Generals, shortstop, number 7, Andy Collins.
So Collins now. Opportunity to get his team back in the game here in the bottom of the 7th. With the runner on second base. First baseman not holding Stengel on at first. You can see Ryan Dooley shading the right fielder, shading a little bit towards second. Ground ball. And out at first. And that's the ball game. South Lakes takes it 6-1 over Washington Lee. Thanks for watching.